Okay, you guys coming across?
You're the best, Mr. Work. You are, man. When I grow up, I want to be you, buddy.
Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? There you go. Cell phones work. You've not only brightened the world, you've brightened the hearts of everyone here. I thank you so much for taking the time to march with us on behalf of the homeless, especially the folks at Tent City. We're going to have a couple of speakers just tell you a couple of stories, tell you things from their heart. Pastor Joint, Dave? Here, Dave from Presbyterian Church in Toms River.
Woo! All right.
Now, I may look like a white Presbyterian, but inside my heart, I'm a black Baptist. What I want you to do tonight, I'd love you if you could be my chorus. You know how that works in church? And what I want you to say is, yes, we can. All right?
All right.
Now, there's some people that think that we can't help the homeless neighbors that are in our midst.
Yes.
You're eager, I don't even have to point to you. And they think it's impossible that we're going to ever solve this problem, that we're never going to be able to give these folks a hand up and help them to become all that they want to become. But
and so I call upon our elected leaders to lead, to formulate and execute effective public policies that create and preserve justice for all. Why are other counties building homeless shelters and have places for their homeless, but Ocean County does not? Why is Lakewood going back on its promise not to evict our homeless neighbors in Tent City when they already made that commitment? Is this how a moral society behaves?
No.
Is this loving the stranger and our neighbor as ourselves?
No.
It's up to us then to remind the Township Committee and the county freeholders of our obligations to the most vulnerable among us, to our neighbors. This is a story about one of Judaism's greatest teachers, who's a rabbi who was known as the Chofetz Chaim. He was leading services at a synagogue, and a young man visited the synagogue just as the Sabbath was beginning. The Chofetz Chaim could see that he was tired and hungry, and so he invited him to his home with other visitors to have Shabbat, the Sabbath dinner. He noticed how tired and weak he was. He must have been on a long journey. To everyone's surprise at the table, the rabbi rushed through the prayers before the meal, and he even skipped the singing of Shalom Aleichem, the song that welcomes the Sabbath angels. The young visitor asked his host, "Rabbi, why did you rush through the prayers? Why are we not greeting the Sabbath angels?" The Chofetz Chaim answered, "When someone is hungry, you don't wait to give them a meal. The angels can wait." So my friends, the angels can wait. They're divine. We are only human. People who are hungry, people who are without homes, they cannot wait any longer. They shouldn't have had to wait. So please, I ask you, after tonight, remember tonight, write the Lakewood Township Committee, write your Ocean County freeholders, and demand that they take action, because individuals can't do it alone. Government has to join with us to eradicate this terrible injustice. Thank you.
We will continue to work with all sides to resolve those issues. We will continue to address it as a social justice issue, not a political issue.
Minister Steve is here.
Yes.
Would you share with us?
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out tonight in support of the homeless. I've been doing this for about 11 years. I can remember we had a march about 4 or 5 years ago from Tent City down by the railroad tracks. I probably had about 6 people with me, but I persevered. And that's one of the attributes that, of course, as Americans we cherish, is that perseverance. We're going to persevere until we get it done. Please, politicians of Ocean County, have compassion upon our neighbors. Have some mercy upon the people who are living in the woods. I remember the deputy mayor just said over the radio, he said, if the homeless will only come out of the woods, we'll give them a place to stay. And what I want to say is, Deputy Mayor Langort, the homeless are out of the woods right now in Town Square. The homeless are here. Please put us up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. Let's hear it. Justice. Justice. There, doesn't that sound better than Republican or Democrat? Doesn't it sound better than red or blue? Doesn't it sound better than divide and conquer? One people, all as one, crying justice!
Justice!
I think you can do a better job than that. Come on. Justice! There we go. Amen. Amen. His name is Jeff Wild.
Wow. I'm just amazed at the different paths that have led people to the same square here. And we stand here today with homeless men, women, and children for many reasons. For many, it comes from principles of social justice. For many people, it comes from principles of faith. As a lawyer, I'd ask you to join me in standing with the homeless for another reason we haven't really talked about. The law of the great state of New Jersey, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about. And tonight, standing together with the homeless, we demand that Lakewood and Ocean County follow the law and provide safe and adequate shelter and housing for everybody. Yet, with the winter coming, at least so far, Lakewood is trying to force out all of the great people who live in Tent City, including many of the people who are here. And it has done this even though these people who are victims of one of the worst economies in memory have nowhere to go, and even though all they're trying to do is survive the winter.
Yeah.
If you go to social services, they're turned away and are told by the staff there, we can't help you, go live in Tent City in Lakewood. But at the same time, Lakewood is telling them, with winter coming, the opposite. Get out, even if you don't have anywhere else to go. And I didn't see anyone from Lakewood taking up on the offer to take in the people right now so they don't have to go back to Tent City. Is this what the law allows? Do you think so?
No.
Will we go away and leave the homeless alone?
No.
Never. We're not going to do that. We know that with 9% unemployment and with just a little bad luck, any of us could not be able to make rent, or any of us could have our home foreclosed and end up without a roof over our heads. In the meantime, thank you so much for coming out tonight.
Thank you.